I called you once and you ignored it. I called you twice and you turned away. I called you 3 times and you said, maybe later. I called you 4, 5, 6 times and still you filled your ears with noise, your mind with distraction, your heart with delay. But now I have called you 7 times. 7 times, and this is not coincidence. This is not chance. This is not something you can brush aside like the wind that passes and is forgotten. Something dangerous is coming. And if you do not listen now, if you do not awaken in this very moment, you may find yourself standing unprepared when the storm arrives. Listen carefully, because what I am about to say is not for the casual listener. It is not for the one who only wants comfort. It is not for the one who only seeks pleasant words. This message is for the one who feels something stirring deep within, something urgent, something shaking the very foundation of their spirit. That stirring is not fear, it is a warning. It is a call. It is God reaching out to you again and again, refusing to let you remain asleep while danger approaches. You have felt it, haven't you? That uneasiness you cannot explain. That sense that something is shifting. That pressure in your spirit that tells you life cannot continue the way it has been. You try to ignore it. You try to silence it with distractions, with entertainment, with excuses. But the voice did not go away. Because when God calls, the call does not fade. It grows stronger. It becomes louder. It becomes undeniable. And now, here you are, hearing these words. This is not random. This is not an accident. This is your 7th call. There are moments in life when everything seems normal on the surface, but underneath, something powerful is moving. The ground may look steady, but deep below, pressure is building. And when that pressure is released, it changes everything. That is where you are right now. You are standing in a moment where unseen forces are aligning, where unseen challenges are forming, where unseen battles are preparing themselves to confront you. But understand this clearly. God does not warn without purpose. God does not call without reason. If you are being called, it is because you are being prepared. If you are being awakened, it is because you are being protected. The danger that is coming is not just external, it is internal. It is the danger of staying the same. It is the danger of remaining weak when strength is required. It is the danger of being spiritually asleep when alertness is necessary. It is the danger of ignoring the call until the moment passes and the opportunity is lost. Too many people wait until it is too late. They wait until the storm has already arrived. They wait until the doors have already closed. They wait until the consequences have already unfolded. And then they ask, why didn't I see this coming? But the truth is, they were called. They were warned. They were given chance after chance to awaken. But they chose delay over action. They chose comfort over transformation. Do not be like them. Right now, in this very moment, you are being given something powerful: awareness. Awareness is not small. Awareness is not ordinary. Awareness is the difference between falling into destruction and rising into protection. When God gives you awareness, it is a sign that He is making a way for you to stand firm while others fall. But awareness alone is not enough. You must respond. You must rise up in your spirit and say, I will not ignore this call. I will not delay any longer. I will not remain in the same place while danger approaches. You must decide that this moment matters, that this call is real, that this warning is not something to be taken lightly, because something is coming that will test you. It will test your faith. It will test your discipline. It will test your focus. It will test your ability to stand when everything around you is shaking. And if you are not prepared, if you are not grounded, if you are not strengthened from within, you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel lost. You will feel like you are being carried away by forces you cannot control. But that is not your destiny. Your destiny is not to be weak. Your destiny is not to be unprepared. Your destiny is not to be caught off guard. Your destiny is to stand firm, to rise strong, to walk with confidence even when the storm is raging. And that strength begins now. It begins with a decision to stop ignoring what you already know deep inside, a decision to stop postponing what needs to be done, a decision to stop living halfway and start living fully aligned with the call that has been placed upon your life. Do you understand how powerful this moment is? You are not just hearing words, you are being positioned. You are being shifted. You are being aligned with something greater than yourself. God is not just speaking to inform you. God is speaking to transform you. But transformation requires courage. It requires you to let go of old habits that weaken you. It requires you to step away from distractions that drain you. It requires you to confront the parts of your life that you have been avoiding. It requires you to become disciplined where you have been careless, focused where you have been scattered, strong where you have been fragile. This is not easy, but it is necessary, because the danger that is coming does not wait for convenience. It does not wait for you to feel ready. It does not ask for permission. It arrives when it arrives. And when it does, only those who have prepared will stand with confidence. Think about this deeply. Why would you be called 7 times? 7 is not random. It represents completion. It represents fullness. It represents the final call before something shifts. This is not the beginning of the warning. This is the culmination of it. This is the moment where everything becomes clear, where everything becomes urgent, where everything demands your attention. You cannot afford to ignore this. You cannot afford to say, I will think about it later. Later is not guaranteed. Later is where many dreams die. Later is where many opportunities are buried. Later is where many people lose what they could have saved if they had acted in time. This is your moment, and what you do with this moment will determine what happens next. Will you rise, or will you remain where you are? Will you awaken, or will you continue to sleep? Will you prepare, or will you be caught off guard? The choice is yours, but the consequences will follow that choice. Understand this clearly. God is not calling you to scare you. God is calling you to save you. The warning is not meant to bring fear. It is meant to bring clarity. It is meant to bring urgency. It is meant to bring you into a place where you can stand strong no matter what comes. But you must take it seriously. You must treat this moment as significant. You must recognize that you are being given an opportunity that not everyone receives. The opportunity to prepare before the storm arrives. And preparation changes everything. Preparation turns fear into confidence. Preparation turns weakness into strength. Preparation turns uncertainty into clarity. When you are prepared, you do not panic, you act. You do not freeze, you move. You do not collapse, you stand. This is what you are being called into: a higher level of awareness, a deeper level of discipline, a stronger level of faith, a sharper level of focus. And it begins with a simple but powerful step: listening. Not just hearing words, but truly listening. Letting these words penetrate your heart. Letting them challenge you. Letting them awaken something within you that refuses to stay dormant any longer. Because the truth is, you already know, deep inside, you already know what needs to change. You already know what you have been ignoring. You already know where you have been delaying. You already know the areas of your life that need attention, that need correction, that need transformation. This call is simply confirming what you already feel. So do not run from it. Do not silence it. Do not delay it. Embrace it. Stand up within yourself and say, I hear the call. I understand the urgency. I will not ignore this any longer. Let that declaration rise from your spirit with conviction, with determination, with strength. Because when you respond to the call, something powerful happens. You shift. You move from passivity to action. You move from confusion to clarity. You move from weakness to strength. And in that shift, you begin to align yourself with the protection, the guidance, and the strength that God has already made available to you. You are not alone in this. Even as danger approaches, you are not abandoned. Even as challenges form, you are not without support. But that support is activated through your response. It is activated through your willingness to listen, to act, to prepare. So do not waste this moment. Do not treat this as just another message, just another voice, just another passing thought. This is a turning point. This is a moment that can define what happens next in your life. And if you take it seriously, if you respond with urgency, with discipline, with faith, you will not just survive what is coming. You will rise above it. You will stand strong in the middle of it. You will come out of it stronger than you have ever been before. But it starts now, right here, with your decision to listen. And now you must understand something even deeper. This call is not only about what is coming toward you. It is about what is already within you that has not yet been awakened. The danger is real, yes, but the greater danger is walking into that moment as a smaller version of who you were created to be. The greatest loss is not what the storm takes from you, but what you never became because you refused to rise when you were called. God does not call the unprepared to destroy them. God calls them to prepare them. Every warning carries within it a hidden mercy. Every urgency carries within it an unseen protection. When your heart is stirred like this, when your spirit feels restless, when your thoughts cannot settle the way they used to, it is not confusion, it is interruption. God is interrupting your comfort so that you do not settle into a place that cannot sustain you when the pressure comes. Look at your life closely. There are patterns that have gone unchecked. There are habits that have quietly weakened you. There are distractions that have stolen your time, your focus, your discipline. And you thought they were harmless because nothing immediately collapsed. But what you did not see is that slowly, quietly, these things have been shaping your readiness. And now the call is coming because the time for delay has ended. You cannot carry old weaknesses into a new level of challenge. You cannot step into a season of pressure while holding on to a mindset of ease. There must be a shift, a real, undeniable internal shift, not a temporary motivation, not a surface level change, but a deep deep transformation that reaches into the core of how you think, how you act, how you respond. God is calling you into alignment. Alignment means your thoughts, your actions, and your purpose begin to move in the same direction. It means you stop saying one thing and leaving another. It means you stop knowing what is right, but choosing what is easy. It means you become consistent, focused, and intentional in a way that you have not been before, because inconsistency is a silent danger. It does not shout, it does not warn loudly, but it slowly erodes your strength. One day you are focused, the next day you are distracted. One day you are disciplined, the next day you are careless. And over time, that inconsistency builds a foundation that cannot hold when pressure comes. But when you align yourself, when you become steady, when you become intentional, something powerful begins to happen. Your spirit becomes strong. Your mind becomes clear. Your actions become effective. You are no longer reacting to life. You are standing in it with authority, with awareness, with control. This is where God is calling you, to a place of strength that is not easily shaken. But strength is not built in comfort. Strength is built in decision. It is built in those moments when you choose what is right, even when it is difficult. It is built when you wake up and act with purpose instead of drifting without direction. It is built when you discipline your mind instead of letting it wander into fear, doubt, and distraction. And make no mistake, the battle begins in the mind before anything happens in your life. It first takes shape in your thoughts. If your thoughts are scattered, your life will feel scattered. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will follow that weakness. If your thoughts are filled with fear, then even small challenges will feel overwhelming. That is why you must guard your mind with intention. You cannot allow every thought to take root. You cannot allow every fear to grow. You cannot allow every doubt to define you. You must become aware of what you are allowing to live inside your mind, because what lives in your mind will eventually shape your reality. Fill your mind with clarity. Fill it with purpose. Fill it with the awareness that you are being prepared for something greater, not something that will destroy you. Even when the warning feels intense, remember this: God's intention is not your downfall, but your elevation through preparation. There is a difference between those who collapse under pressure and those who rise through it. The difference is not the size of the storm, it is the strength of the foundation. So ask yourself honestly, what is your foundation built on? Is it built on temporary comfort? Is it built on inconsistent effort? Is it built on habits that weaken you? Or is it built on discipline, awareness, and a deep connection to the truth that God is guiding you even now? Because when your foundation is strong, you do not fear what is coming, you prepare for it. You stand firm in it. You move through it with confidence, knowing that you have done the work, that you have responded to the call, that you have not ignored the warnings placed in front of you. And listen carefully. This preparation is not only about avoiding loss. It is about stepping into a level of life that you could not access before. Sometimes what feels like a warning is actually an invitation to grow, an invitation to rise, an invitation to leave behind a version of yourself that is no longer sufficient for where you are going. You cannot step into a higher level while holding on to a lower mindset. There must be a release. Release the excuses that have kept you stagnant. Release the fear that has kept you hesitant. Release the habits that have kept you weak. Let them go completely. not partially, because partial change leads to partial results, and partial results will not sustain you in the moments that truly matter. This is your moment to become decisive. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because every moment you delay is a moment you could have used to strengthen yourself. Every moment you ignore this call is a moment you could have used to prepare. And preparation is not something you can rush at the last minute. It is something you build over time, step by step, decision by decision. So begin now. Strengthen your discipline. Sharpen your focus. Clean your mind of distractions. Bring your life into alignment with the awareness that has been placed within you. Let your actions reflect the seriousness of this moment. And do not underestimate yourself. You may feel like you are not ready. You may feel like you have wasted time. You may feel like you are starting too late. But understand this. If you are being called now, then now is the right time. God does not operate according to your doubts. God calls according to purpose. What matters is not how late you feel, it is how fully you respond. Even a single moment of true decision can shift the direction of your life. Even one commitment to change, followed by consistent action, can rebuild what you thought was too weak to stand. But you must commit fully. You must step into this with everything you have. No hesitation, no half measures, no turning back. Because what is ahead will require the best version of you. Not the distracted version, not the inconsistent version, not the version that waits and delays. It will require the version of you that is awake, aware, disciplined, and aligned. And that version is not far away. It is within you, waiting for your decision to bring it forward. So rise above the distractions. Rise above the habits that have held you back. Rise above the mindset that tells you to delay. Rise into the awareness that you have been called not once, not twice, but 7 times. This is not ordinary. This is not casual. This is a moment that demands your full attention, your full commitment, your full transformation. And as you rise, remember this deeply. God is not distant from you in this process. God is not watching from afar, leaving you to struggle alone. The very call you are hearing is proof that you are being guided, that you are being led, that you are being given the opportunity to step into strength before the challenge arrives. So do not fear what is coming. Prepare for it. Do not run from the warning. Respond to it. Do not shrink back into comfort. Step forward into transformation. Because the one who listens, the one who responds, the one who prepares will not be overcome by what is coming, but will stand firm, unshaken, and ready. And there is something else you must not overlook. When God calls repeatedly, it is not only to prepare you for what is coming, but to separate you from what can no longer go with you. Not everything in your life is meant to survive the next season. Not every habit, not every relationship, not every pattern of thinking can cross into the place where you are being led. And if you try to carry everything forward, you will find yourself weighed down at the very moment you need to move with clarity and strength. Separation is not loss, it is refinement. When a person is being prepared, there is always a process of removing what weakens them. It may feel uncomfortable. It may even feel painful at times. But what is being removed is not your strength. It is what has been quietly draining your strength. It is what has been slowing your growth, dulling your awareness, weakening your resolve. So when you feel a shift, when you feel distance from things that once felt familiar, do not immediately resist it. Ask yourself, what is God trying to show me? What is being revealed that I did not see before? Because clarity often arrives before change. And if you ignore the clarity, you will resist the change that was meant to elevate you. You are not being called to remain the same. You are being called to sharpen your discernment, to see clearly what is beneficial and what is harmful, to recognize what builds you and what breaks you down. This is not a time to be careless with your attention. This is not a time to give your energy to everything that demands it. You must become selective. You must become intentional. You must guard your time, your focus, your environment with a level of seriousness that reflects the urgency of this moment. Because what you surround yourself with will shape how you stand when the pressure comes. If you surround yourself with distraction, you will be unsteady. If you surround yourself with confusion, you will lack direction. But if you surround yourself with truth, with discipline, with clarity, then even when the ground shakes, you will remain grounded. This is the wisdom that many ignore. They think preparation is only about doing more, but true preparation is often about removing more. Removing what wastes your time, removing what clouds your thinking, removing what pulls you away from alignment. And as you remove, you create space. Space for clarity, space for strength, space for a deeper awareness of God's guidance in your life. Because guidance is not absent, it is often just unheard. It is drowned out by noise, by busyness, by a life that is too full of everything except what truly matters. But when you begin to quiet the unnecessary, when you begin to focus with intention, something powerful happens. You begin to hear more clearly. You begin to sense direction with greater confidence. You begin to move with purpose instead of hesitation. And that is where your power lies. Not in knowing everything, but in being aligned enough to move when you are guided. There will be moments ahead where quick decisions will be required. Moments where hesitation could cost you. Moments where clarity will make the difference between standing firm and falling into confusion. And those moments are not prepared for in the instant. They are prepared for now. In the quiet decisions you make, in the discipline you build, in the awareness you strengthen. Do not underestimate the value of small, consistent actions. Great strength is not built in a single moment. It is built over time through repeated choices that align with truth. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you are strengthening yourself. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are preparing yourself. Every time you choose clarity over confusion, you are building a foundation that will not easily break. And these choices matter more than you realize. Because when the moment of testing arrives, you will not rise to what you hope. You will fall to what you have practiced. If you have practiced distraction, you will struggle to focus. If you have practiced delay, you will struggle to act. But if you have practiced discipline, clarity, and awareness, then even under pressure, those qualities will rise naturally within you. So build them now. Do not wait for the storm to teach you what you should have learned in calm conditions. Do not wait for pressure to force you into a strength you could have developed willingly. Take responsibility for your preparation, because responsibility is a form of power. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming circumstances. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop expecting others to change before you do. You recognize that your growth, your readiness, your strength, these are within your control, and you act accordingly. And when you live with that awareness, you become steady. You are no longer easily shaken by external changes. You are no longer easily distracted by temporary emotions. You become anchored, focused, intentional. You begin to move with a quiet confidence that does not depend on everything being easy, but on you being prepared. This is the kind of strength that endures. And listen closely. This strength is not built for nothing. It has purpose. It has direction. It is leading you into a place where you will not only withstand what is coming, but where you will also become a source of stability for others. Because when others panic, you will remain calm. When others lose direction, you will stand with clarity. When others feel overwhelmed, you will carry a presence that reflects strength, awareness, and trust in God's guidance. But that responsibility requires preparation. You cannot guide others if you are lost yourself. You cannot bring clarity if you are filled with confusion. You cannot stand firm for others if you are unstable within. So this call is not only about you. It is about the impact you will have, the role you will play, the strength you will carry into moments that will matter far beyond what you can currently see. Do not take this lightly. You are being shaped for something significant. And as you are shaped, you must also guard your heart, because the heart is where intention lives. It is where sincerity is formed, and it is where your connection to purpose is rooted. If your heart becomes careless, if it becomes hardened, if it becomes distracted by things that pull you away from truth, then even strong actions can lose their direction. So keep your heart sincere. Let your intentions be clear. Let your desire to grow, to prepare, to align come from a place of truth, not from pressure, not from fear, but from a genuine recognition that you are being called to rise. Because when your heart is aligned, your actions will follow with strength and consistency. And as you continue forward, remember this: there will be moments where you feel resistance, moments where old habits try to pull you back, moments where doubt tries to whisper that this change is too difficult, that this path is too demanding. Do not listen to those whispers. They are not truth. They are remnants of who you used to be. You are not that person anymore. You are someone who has heard the call, someone who has recognized the urgency, someone who has decided to rise instead of remain. And that decision must be protected. Protect it with discipline. Protect it with focus. Protect it with consistent action. Because every step you take forward strengthens your position, sharpens your awareness, and prepares you more fully for what lies ahead. You are not walking blindly. You are walking with awareness. You are not moving randomly. You are moving with purpose. And as long as you continue in that direction, as long as you remain aligned with the call that has been placed upon you, you will find that even when challenges arise, you are not shaken in the way you once would have been. You will stand differently. You will respond differently. You will endure differently because you took the call seriously, because you chose to listen, because you decided that this moment would not pass without transformation. And that decision, fully embraced, consistently lived, will shape everything that comes next. And now you stand at the edge of a decision that cannot be ignored any longer. Not tomorrow, not later, not when it feels easier, but now. in this very moment where your heart is awake and your spirit is listening. This is where everything changes. Not because circumstances suddenly become simple, but because you choose to become stronger. You choose to become aligned. You choose to respond to the call that has reached you again and again until it could no longer be dismissed. Do not let this moment slip through your hands like so many others have. Do not allow the weight of this truth to fade once the noise of the world returns. Hold on to it. Let it settle deep within you. Let it challenge you, reshape you, awaken something that refuses to go back to sleep. Because this is not just a message you heard. This is a turning point you must honor. Stand still for a moment within yourself and ask with complete honesty, where have I been ignoring what I know is right? Where have I been delaying what I know must be done? Where have I been living beneath the level I was created to walk in? Do not rush past these questions. Let them reach you. Let them expose what needs to change. Because truth, when accepted fully, becomes the beginning of transformation. And as you see clearly, do not respond with regret. Respond with resolve. Let there be a fire within you that says, from this moment forward, I will not live carelessly. I will not waste what I have been given. I will not ignore the guidance that has reached me with such persistence. Let that decision rise with strength, not as a temporary emotion, but as a firm commitment that reshapes how you live, how you think, how you act. Turn your heart fully toward God, not halfway, not occasionally, not only when it is convenient. Turn with sincerity, with humility, with a deep recognition that your strength, your clarity, your direction all flow from that connection. When you draw near with honesty, with focus, with intention, something begins to change within you. You begin to feel steadiness where there was once confusion. You begin to sense direction where there was once hesitation. You begin to carry a quiet strength that does not depend on circumstances, but on alignment. And in that alignment, fear begins to lose its grip because you are no longer walking blindly. You are walking with awareness. You are no longer reacting without understanding. You are moving with purpose. Even when the unknown stands before you, you are not shaken in the same way because you know you have responded to the call that was placed in your path. So, rise into that awareness. Rise into a life that reflects discipline, clarity, and sincerity. Let your actions prove that this moment mattered. Let your choices show that you did not take this lightly. Build your days with intention. Guard your thoughts with care. Strengthen your habits with consistency. And let your heart remain anchored in the truth that God sees your effort, your sincerity, your willingness to change. Do not wait for perfection. Walk in commitment, even if your steps feel small at first. Take them with purpose. Even if the path feels challenging, remain steady, because every step taken with sincerity brings you closer to the strength you are meant to carry. Every moment of discipline builds a foundation that cannot easily be broken. Every act of awareness sharpens your ability to stand when it matters most. And when the moment comes, when the pressure rises, when the challenge reveals itself, you will not be the same person who once hesitated. You will not be the one who ignored the call. You will stand with a strength that was built in quiet moments like this. A strength that was formed through decision, through discipline, through alignment. Let your heart be firm. Let your mind be clear. Let your life reflect the seriousness of what you have heard, because you were not called repeatedly for no reason. You were not awakened without purpose. You were called because you are meant to rise. You were warned because you are meant to stand. You were reached because you are meant to respond. So do not turn away now. Do not go back to sleep. Do not return to what you have already outgrown. Step forward with conviction. Walk with awareness. Live with intention. And let every part of your life testify that when the call came, you listened and you answered with everything within you.